So the family, who we got to know very well because we lived with them there, told us the story. The son of the household, we're talking about 1941, at the time of the German invasion of Yugoslavia. He went to a market, a nearby market, to sell two geese. He had one under each arm, he said. And after he sold his geese, he saw this family desperately looking around, and they were Jews who had come, prosperous Jews who had come from Zagreb and were trying to reach Greece. And they got sort of detoured in Serbia, problems with gas and problems with their car and so on. And as it was told to me, he invited them to come home to stay with them. Now, of course, under the German attitude at the time, if you were harboring Jews, you would be executed along with the Jews concerned. I didn't, since it was a kind of reconstruction, when we first heard about it in the 50s, of something that had occurred 10 years later. I don't know exactly what the transactions were, but they came to live in the village. And the fascinating thing is, how can they survive? Well, first off, their host said, we have to make you look like peasants. So unfortunately, out come the gold teeth, out come the fancy bridge work and so on, because this would be spotted by soldiers if they ever came. Also, their hands were soft, so they had to rub, I forget what it was, vinegar or something that would irritate the skin, and these would be the hands of people who worked for a living, did manual work. And they did survive the war, and right when the war was over, they went to the market town and got some jobs there. The parents did, and then they immigrated to Israel. And when I visited Israel in the early 1980s, I was able to contact the family and speak with them in detail. And I remember we started off speaking in English, and then to make the conversation flow a bit better, we continued in Serbian. They had come from Croatia originally, and those two languages in Croatia and Serbia are rather similar. So, I mean, it's very well documented from both sides what happened, and of course the families corresponded subsequently and so on. So there were photographs and letters, which I've seen. So it really did happen, and it's a wonderful case, a happy case, a positive case of survival.